Hi there, I'm Beth. Thank you for joining today's video. We are going to talk about Sing Unburied Sing by Jesmyn Ward. Sing Unburied Sing by Jesmyn Ward. This is kind of a heavy book. It's a really heavy book, but it has made it to a lot of best of 2017 book lists, including the New York Times. It's on the Tournament of Books long list. I'm positive it's going to make it to the short list. You can see it popping up all over the place because it is that good. It is that good. When I finished the book, I was kind of at a loss about how to review it. You know, every now and then there'll be a book that just touches me so deeply that I don't even know how to approach it. And so this is less of a book review and more of just a book rave. It'll be me talking about how much I love the book, which I want to do every now and then. Okay, maybe a lot. So, Sing Unburied Sing. Let me first go through a short synopsis of the plot. It's a family unit living in Missouri. Leoni is the drug-addicted mother. She's addicted to meth. Her husband Michael is in prison because he has been cooking meth. And so for the last few years, he's been in lockup. Well, of course, Leoni can't care for her children, Jojo and Michaela, so she and the children have been living with her parents, Mam and Pop. Mam and Pop are really good parents. They were later in life parents, and so their health is kind of waning, especially Mam's. She has the cancer. And so Jojo is really acting as Michaela's caretaker. Leoni wants nothing really to do with mothering. She's all wrapped up in her own wants, her own needs, her own love for Michael, that she just can't even see her kids. Every now and then throughout the book we see her yearning for more with Kayla, the daughter, who's 3 and helpless, and especially helpless through this book because Leoni and the 2 kids go on this pilgrimage with one of her friends to go get Michael and pick him up from prison. He's been released. So during the trip, Michaela gets sick, and Jojo, of course, being the longtime caretaker of the baby, is taking care of the baby. I call her baby. She's more like 3, and she only wants her brother Jojo. Whenever Leoni tries to reach for her daughter, when she yearns to have these moments of mothering and parenting without really putting in any of the work, you kind of see the sadness within her, but at the same time, she's really an abhorrent person. She is no kind of parent. Through some of Jojo's recollections, you can see how she seems to like parenting and caretaking in theory, but in practice, she just doesn't have that microchip in her head. It's not really a thing for her. So through this trip to go pick up Michael, we see more of the past. We see Leoni's broken dreams. We see Jojo's stoic steadiness and Leoni's maybe contempt that she has for her son Jojo, because in his eyes, in his reaction to her, she sees herself reflected. She sees all the disappointment that she's brought both to him and to her own life. She sees the failure that she is as a person, as a parent, as a woman, as any member of the family, as a daughter. She sees all the failure in Jojo and has almost this sort of resentment towards him. So beyond just base neglect, I think she just, it goes beyond that with Jojo. In Michaela, of course, it elicits all these mothering feelings, even though those feelings usually don't really translate to actions. So thinking through this book, it's kind of, even though it's a very weak, bleak family unit, there are some strong parts to it. So you think about who the linchpin of the family might be. It could easily be Mam, the grandmother, Leoni's mother, who is kind of this mystic person. She knows different concoctions to make with the different herbs in the forest to make all of the ills go hither. We think of Pop and his strong steadiness in the family. We see a lot of that in Jojo, come to think about it. He's kind of the strong, quiet type. But you would think that in Pop and Mam that they're really what holds the family together. And indeed they probably are, because without them those children might have starved by now under just Leoni's care. So they are what gave the children a stable home, meals on the table, love, because they sure didn't get it from Leoni. You may think that Jojo is the linchpin of the family because he's the one who watches after Michaela. He's a father to Michaela, even though, I mean, he's not the father, but he's her dad for all intents and purposes. He's the one that she calls for in the middle of the night. He's the one who she wants to cling to. He puts her to bed at night. He wakes her up in the morning. He gets her dressed. He makes sure she's fed. He makes sure she's playing and well cared for. Jojo's the steady one. He doesn't grandstand about it. He doesn't demand anything, but he's there for her. But really, especially at the end, I think maybe it's little Kayla. And I'm not going to get into it further than that because it might be to give away some of the mysticism and spiritualism of the story. And I don't really want to build it up to be more than it is either, but you just have to think about our relationships to each other, our relationships to the land around us, to our colleagues and friends, and our relationships to the present and the past and those who have gone before us. It's just a beautiful story. And Michaela, when she sings to all those spirits, and her open innocence just brings it all in. I hope I didn't say too much. I don't think so, because this is all kind of vague. Just bottom line, read the book. It's not on all those best of lists for nothing. It's a good one. So, Sing Unburied Sing by Jesmyn Ward. Great book, 5 stars, highly recommend. All the kudos that I can give it, I give it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you have any other book recommendations of your own, I'll be sure to catch you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. See ya. Bye.